President JD Vance? Is that what they're going for? Why is JD Vance suddenly getting the MAGA hero treatment? Right? The feckless afterthought of the election is suddenly backed by Stephen Miller. MAGA media's lionizing JD Vance where previously they did not. So what's going on? Why is he everywhere? Let's break this down. So previously, JD Vance, again, was a non-entity. He was rarely on the campaign trail. He did have rallies. They were sparsely attended. They didn't give him the push that suddenly they are giving him. They're trying to make him into a tough guy. He's on Fox News more and more. He's on the White House TikTok in a hero video. But why? And then I saw this video from Alex Jones talking about Trump's health and how he's worried about Trump's health.
Info's host Alex Jones is warning that President Trump may soon face a serious health crisis. Jones claims Trump has extremely swollen ankles, appears tired, and sometimes sounds drunk, though he doesn't drink. He predicts Trump could collapse within a year if he doesn't slow down. However, former White House physician Ronnie Jackson insists Trump remains in excellent health, calling him the healthiest president this nation has ever seen. The debate over Trump's well-being continues to stir public concern.
Now, these things are all very predictable because they all read off the same playbook. So what is going on? Seriously, what is going on? Why now? Why so suddenly? Because JD Vance, nobody likes him. MAGA doesn't even really like him. He's an unlikable human being. He is a fake person, and it comes across it. And Trump, for all his flaws, has a way about him. It is a cult of personality. They love the man. JD Vance, not so much. So it's really weird that suddenly Stephen Miller is behind JD Vance and he's getting the hero video treatment. He's going to Georgia and they gave him the paid attendee rally push where previously they did not. And it's no secret. I mean, it's been talked about by many other channels and even MAGA media and everything else that JD Vance is always going to take over at some point. Who's JD Vance's backer? Peter Thiel. Who's controlling Palantir? Peter Thiel. Who controls most of the tech companies through either having invested in them early or anything else? Peter Thiel. Who is providing the AI to finish what Doge started? Peter Thiel. Whose AI is creating a national database of citizens? Peter Thiel. Who's a major backer in Palmer Luckey's new weapons factory? Yeah, Peter Thiel and Palantir. So what is going on? Well, to dig into that a little bit, we need to understand a gentleman by the name of Curtis Yarvin. This guy is an absolute nutcase. All right. He's a fake intellectual. He's a fake philosopher. He's an unlikable human being. And let's just take a look at some of his writings. He writes under the pen name Mencius Moldbug, and he is essentially one of these tech gurus, tech developers that has espoused a particular brand of neo-feudalism. Previously, you might have seen it referred to as the network state. The network state concept is a little more benign than that, in that it still allows freedom of movement. You can join a community, leave a community, and everything else. It's still a form of neo-feudalism. It's still a form of breaking down our civilization and prepping for societal collapse. Curtis Yarvin takes it a bit further. One, he has ties to white nationalist media. Two, he has legitimately written about turning unproductive members of society into biofuel, kind of like Soylent Green is people kind of thing.
Listen to me, Hatcher. You gotta tell them Silent Green is people! We gotta stop them somehow!
And he says he's joking, because certainly it would be uncomfortable for people to live in a city where, and he says he's joking, because certainly it would be uncomfortable for people to live in a city where, you know, the transportation is being fueled by dead people. Charming fellow. But even beyond that, he says that as part of that joking, that they're trying to determine the problem still exists of unproductive members of society, and they're trying to find a more humane version of genocide. Okay, this is not a guy that you want to have any sort of say-so in your life, period. And the fact that Peter Thiel, Mark Andreessen, and many billionaires and MAGA folk like Stephen Miller and a few others, potentially JD Vance, although I don't believe JD Vance has ever publicly acknowledged that he espouses anything written by Curtis Yarvin. But just the fact that these people listen to this guy should terrify every single one of us. Because this guy is not, again, fake intellectual, fake philosopher, middling tech developer, yet somehow he's got the ear of these very powerful people. Probably because his philosophy is very similar to kind of an Ayn Randian kind of philosophy, which has always appealed to the tech world because they believe that they are, you know, masters of the universe. They are destined for this type of thing. They should control things because they're the smartest, because they developed a software app that never made any money and barely has functionality. And for a lot of them, only exists because the laws didn't exist to outlaw it at the time. Now, they pulled the ladder up, and these things would not exist. Or in the case of Facebook, I mean, standard Facebook is barely used except for checking movie times and restaurant menus, at least for me. However, the power of Facebook has allowed Facebook or Meta to go out and buy any competitor that it wishes. These are patently monopolistic companies, just fundamentally monopolistic. They don't ascribe to the basic tenets of capitalism whatsoever. These are not capitalist companies. So now let's circle back to good old JD Vance. I think just by saying who his backers are and what his backers believe in, we can kind of get an inkling of what's happening here. Clearly, Trump is more unwell than anyone is willing to admit. And the prepping is started through Alex Jones. Then we have this article, this glowing article on JD Vance in the New York Times, which was clearly planted. I mean, this is an obviously planted news article in the New York Times by a reporter who covers the Pentagon and breaking news. But what this article is talking about is not breaking news at all. So this is not even in the reporter's bailiwick or sphere of responsibility. So it's clearly a planted article. Happens all the time. However, the timing here is a little suspect. Then you have JD Vance going on Fox News and crowing how he put Zelensky in his place and told him to behave. They have this sort of tough guy Pentagon TikTok video on the White House TikTok feed featuring JD Vance flanked by Drunky McGee and Dime Store Voldemort.
I want to thank all the people, the guardsmen here and the police officers who worked very hard for actually keeping this place safe. If you look at what's happened in Washington, D.C. in just the past 9 days, we've seen a 35% reduction in violent crime. We've seen over a 50% reduction in robberies. We are seeing really substantial effects. So I want to come here, highlight what they're doing, say thank you in person, obviously pass out a few burgers, but most of all, we do not have to allow our cities to be taken over by violence. You can actually bring law and order to communities. You've just got to have the political willpower to do it. because we want our people to be able to enjoy our beautiful cities. And the last thing I'll say is to the American people, DC is already safer than it was 9 days ago, but we're going to make it safer still to come. This is your city.
So is a change coming here? What's the end game? Why try to push JD Vance into a hero role or some type of tough guy image that Mr. Eyeliner definitely does not have? Why try to improve his image? Because this is a very unliked human being. Are they prepping for the Epstein files being released? Is it Trump's health? Drop what you want in the comments. If you've made it this far, I really appreciate it. Please like and subscribe. I think this is more of a developing thing, and we need to really watch how JD Vance's profile is presented in the next coming weeks. Thanks a lot. Have a good night.